We have to go to plan B on the water supply, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm your host Jerry Hansen here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm, and we're working on the Bunny Bungalow's water system. Apparently this RV tank that I salvaged out of that old RV that was left here on the property is not going to work out for me because it is just so brittle. It's just breaking to pieces. See that? Just like potato chips. So I'm just going ahead and break this into little pieces, throw it in the trash can, and then we'll send it to the recyclers. In the meantime, I'm going to go sit on my porch swing and ruminate on this a minute. I'll be back with ya. Since this is toast, I'm going to go ahead and salvage these little pieces off of here because I could use them and glue them, epoxy them onto a 5-gallon bucket and use that instead. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll trim this stuff off, and I can use these. They look like they're still semi-good. There's another one and another one, so we'll go ahead and cut all these off. Okay, I got these salvaged out of there, so I'll go ahead and see what I can come up with and jerry-rig something together. Necessity is the mother of invention, so we're going to invent something. Okay, what I'm resolved to do is to drill a hole in the bottom of this 5-gallon bucket, and we're going to go ahead and epoxy one of these little things in that I salvaged off of the old tank. So, to make sure my hole's going to be right. We're going to go on the bottom surface because it is flat. This is a rounded surface. We don't want it on there, on the rounded. So we're going to go on the bottom. We're going to make sure it's not going to be on any raised parts. And we're going to go off to the side just a little bit. We're going to make sure that is absolutely clean. I'm going to spread a little epoxy on this, or it's a silicone caulking. And we're just going to let that set and rest on there. And we'll let it dry. We're going to go ahead and put some more on. And make sure we get a good tight seal. And that's locked into place. And we're also going to heat up the flange on the end of this piece inside the bucket. And bend it over to create more of a better seal, and we're going to caulk it around the edge also. Okay, I'll let this bucket set overnight and allow the silicone to seal and dry. I also siliconed on the inside. Now what else I did with the inside is I took a lighter and I heated up that fitting on the inside, and I softened it and I pressed it down and flanged it out to create a seal so it won't go anywhere. So this bucket is done with the exception of the lid. Okay, to fill it with water, we are going to couple this to the hose, the fill hose on the inside, and we're going to come across and we're going to drill a hole in the lid and we'll pop that in and just set that down in there, and that way we can take it out and disconnect the bucket and service the bucket if we have to. But that way the water will go down into the bucket, and so I gotta drill that hole now. Okay, I determined it's 7/8 inch outside diameter of the line. I'm going to put the hole basically over the top of the outlet. And we're going to go right ahead there. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, the bucket is done. We've got the bottom outlet attached. We got the inlet attached to which that sets down into for filling. and I'm going to tap a little hole in this lid right here to if any water puddles up here, it'll drain back down by way of a slope. So we're going to punch a couple of holes in there. There you go. So let's go get this bucket in place. Okay, pull those over a little bit. Okay, we're going to glue this connection here. Let's see. We got that cleaner. We got the primer. We got the glue. Well, that setting, we're going to clean this, primer it. Okay, we have this short piece with a T on it that we're going to stick on the bottom of the bucket. The other end we're going to stick to the main line going down to the rabbit feeders. And this one, we're going to stick a little offshoot one. That is my external water level indicator. And it goes through the wall right there, and it comes outside right there. And it's going to go up. And when the water fills up, I'll be able to see the bubble of the water indicated in there. So I'm going to, excuse me while I attach that. Now we're going to go ahead and fill that bucket with water. At the end of my hose, I have one of these little valve things, so I can control the on-off right here at the point. I didn't need to install a valve here at this water inlet because I have one of these to put on my hose, and I knew ahead of time I was going to be doing this. The only reason for this cap right here is to keep the bugs out. Bugs love to find little spaces to crawl into and build a nest. So that will keep them from building their nest. At least keep them out of there. Okay, with this on, at this point is when I would want to put white apple cider vinegar and fill it up to the top. Put the cap back on. And then we're going to go ahead and turn the valve on. Okay, you'll see the water level creep up. Then I'll go ahead and fill this up as far as it'll go, and then I'll show you what else I'm going to do here. Okay, that is my full mark, so I'm going to put a mark here to indicate to me out here on where the top off mark is. We're going to open this valve, yes, and we're going to let the water run out of the line. And it's going to create an automatic siphon. So any water that's touching that little hose up in there, the hose that goes down through the lid, it will siphon the water back down to a static level at full capacity. There it's stopped. So now I know the thing is full. We're just going to put the cap back on. We're going to take this off. And point out again, the water will not be standing in this line, so I don't need to worry about freezing. So all the water will drain out of this line all the way up to the bucket. And so if I get sub-zero temperature, this water will not freeze in here. Put that back on and prevent bugs from going in. Check for leaking. I have no leaking going on anywhere. So there is my self-feeding water bucket. That's really handy dandy state-of-the-art watering system. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to use that big container. Eventually I can add buckets to this bucket by teeing off on that main line and running those same little taps on the bottom of other buckets, and I can put, I don't know, 5 or 6 buckets together at 5 gallons each, and I'll have a sufficient amount of water supply up here, so it'll reduce my need to fill the frequency to fill buckets. If I do hook it up that way, the buckets will all have lids on them. They'll be vented on the top. There'll be one drain on the bottom, and what happens is I just still maintain this one fill, and then that water, as it fills that one bucket, this main bucket, the water drains through those drain plugs, and naturally the pressure of the water fills those buckets up, and the water becomes static even across all buckets, and then they'll drain equally also. So now we got to go into the rabbit tree and bleed the water lines in the rabbit tree. Inside the bunny bungalow, we're just going to go ahead and make sure the lines are bled. Yep, that's full. See how much pressure comes out of there just from gravity? Make sure that one's done. And this one. Okay. The water is charged. Well, that concludes this video on the building projects of Plan B on the self-watering system for the bunny bungalow, because Plan A didn't work out. So just leave a comment on what you guys like about this video, and give me a thumbs up. I like thumbs up. Also, please subscribe. That helps my channel out a lot. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye bye.